My name is Etamui, and welcome to my Capstone, Avenue of Dreams. I am 18 years old at Sports and Medical Science Academy. I lived in Hartford since I came to America when I was about 7, and my parents are both from Thailand, from a refugee camp. They came to America to escape war and to seek a better education life for me. And throughout my life, I have learned to appreciate the things that they've been given to me, and what is given can be taken away. From this, I cherish any moments that life has to offer and the time that is left. In my mission statement in life, I want people around me to be happy and be loving to my families and friends. I plan on influencing the lives of others, even if it's the little things. I will attend a police academy and become a police officer, and financially I will help support my parents and siblings as they help me. I am passionate about this career because I'll be putting a smile on people's faces, and and in the end I want to live a life to the fullest without any second thoughts. In my capstone proposal, I am willing to help with the children who are in the foster care system getting ready for their prom event. This program is called the Avenue of Dreams, and I'm following the footsteps of Kathleen Davis, and she is also my mentor, and she works in the Connecticut Alliance of Foster and Adopted Families. Due to the virus, this event was postponed and is yet still to be announced. Um, an important recent questions that I put was, how does years of foster care affects a child, and what are these developments? I chose this question because being in the foster care system is hard. It can take years to choose the right family to live with, and knowing what you really want. From my experience, there were some ups and downs dealing with my immaturity, but you really learn what's really important: to have another family that cares for you and gives you another reason to live in a home. And I value the things they give me, and I'm happy the way I am right now. And one of the my learning stretches that I would get that would be for me is getting to know the kids who are participating in the event, if the events happens again, and work on my communication. And I just want to let them know that they are being supported by the foster and adoptive community. And I will push my and for me, I will push myself not to be shy, so to talking to more people and focus on communicating, even with my mentor. I believe this event will help me get to know and experience a lot of that. In my capstone proposal, I am willing to help with the children who are in the foster care system getting ready for their prom event. This program is called the Avenue of Dreams, and I'm following the footsteps of Kathleen Davis, and she is also my mentor, and she works in the Connecticut Alliance of Foster and Adopted Families. Due to the virus, this event was postponed and is yet still to be announced. Um, an important recent questions that I put was, how does years of foster care affects a child, and what are these developments? I chose this question because being in the foster care system is hard. It can take years to choose the right family to live with, and knowing what you really want. From my experience, there were some ups and downs dealing with my immaturity, but you really learn what's really important: to have another family that cares for you and gives you another reason to live in a home. And I value the things they give me, and I'm happy the way I am right now. And one of the my learning stretches that I would get that would be for me is getting to know the kids who are participating in the event, if the events happens again, and work on my communication. And I just want to let them know that they are being supported by the foster and adoptive community. And I will push my and for me, I will push myself not to be shy, so to talking to more people and focus on communicating, even with my mentor. I believe this event will help me get to know and experience a lot of that. In my research paper, a lot of times adopted children have a rough start throughout their childhood, with a lot of personal issues with their loss and family. This really shows the difference why adoption is so important, and helping these kids will benefit them in the far future. And some of the early studies that I found was that an adopted person who searches for their parents may exhibit low self-esteem and have lower family and friend support. And a lot of adopted children deal with different types of identities throughout their lives. Both adopted and non-adopted children faces different issues. And one of the things that I know from researching is that that's a lot of adopted kids have self-esteem and have low self-esteem and no self-confidence at all. So with this event, I think it's gonna help them and know that they have people around them that loves them and supports them. And yeah, and for me, I'm trying the best way I can in this event to try to communicate with them and to try to get more information on their story as I can tell and share my stories too with them. My and facts. Yeah. So in the first picture, it shows an email from Catherine that I got accepted to volunteer, and during that volunteer, as you can see in the second picture, I had to organize dresses, men's tuxedos, and shoe sizes for all of them. And for the third picture, this is a testimony from Catherine that tells that says how I've been and how I was doing, and there were some issues that I dealt with, and in the end I sort of sorted everything out had had a communication with her, and we were all good after that. So the last picture, it shows a flyer which we were gonna put up in school for like students and teachers to donate. And so yeah, on to my journals. So in my journals, my aha moments was just talking to volunteers through the phone, and it was kind of hard for me because it was my first time, and I didn't really know what to say, but but all I knew that I was nervous and shy and was a little bit afraid to speak up, and but however, Catherine luckily helped me by giving me a script on paper for me to read. I knew real well that I did bad on my first try, and but this wasn't the only thing I would struggle with, and my other struggle was communicating with my mentor. So during soccer season, I wasn't a most reliable. I didn't communicate because I was busy with soccer and just school in general. So then in the next few weeks, my mentor Catherine sent an email to my teacher. It was a feedback about me. It said that I was unreliable to the lack of communication. I knew when I read this, it shocked me, and this criticism was really a way for me to change myself. And after months, I kept on emailing her if I could make it or not, and if anything came up in the end, and and so in the end, everything turned out fine. Communication, and I I believe communication taught me something very important in everyday lives and also in future jobs. On to my resume. So this is my resume, and you could click the link to see more. So in my field logs, I have 16 hours and a half because there were some days where I couldn't make it because I didn't have a ride. Usually my mom brings me there and she picks me up from there. Yeah. So on my first days, there were some like difficulties and solutions that was solved quickly. So one of the difficulties was just the dresses. Like it was kind of hard for me to like look where the size belonged to, and my solution was I asked my mentor to just help me a little and to help me get familiar with like the dresses, the sizes, and where to put them. moving on to my job shadows. So so due to this year, couldn't really get a job shadows as during school weekends I was always busy helping my parents, and and this month of May and April I couldn't really go out because due to the virus I couldn't really go anywhere. It was a stay-home situation. For my final reflection throughout this whole year is I learned how to communicate with teachers, students, and also with my mentor. And I learned that there were a lot of difficulties, and in the end, I was able to solve those difficulties and overcame situations. So starting off my capstone years, there was new changes to the schedules. Only seniors had one semester of capstone, and that really put a lot of pressure on me. And in my mind, it wanted me to get things done and over with. But for my first capstone idea was to help something that involved with my mom in a nursing home. But I had a change of mind. So in class, I I wanted more ideas about what could I do throughout the year, and Miss Boot luckily came and gave me ideas about a capstone that involved foster kids, and it really got me interested, and so this capstone, I was happy that I was doing, and which was my job was just helping foster kids and planning out the event for foster kids. This event was Avenue of Dreams, and this was just to really give back to foster kids, and to let them know that they're being supported by people, and they have other people that they can rely on. And throughout the journey, the more I did my service hours, I felt like the real adult world, like just like filling out papers, getting sponsors for the event was a new experience for me. I didn't know how to do anything, but with the help of my mentor, I got the hang of the real world. So in class, what really helped me was public speaking in front of my class. I was more of a shy person, that everyone knows, and I overcame that part of me. So this senior year and the capstone was just was just growing up for me and just doing new things and trying new things. And I am blessed for the experience and how impactful it was for me. One of my favorite parts of this capstone was helping and organizing this event. Even if I didn't experience the actual event, all that matters was helping towards it. It was worth it. I learned how to communicate and face challenges, and then managed to overcome my tough situation. My mentor and I got along well communicating, and was our best solution was